Well, from a very practical perspective, people ought to expect to be reasonably comfortable. I mean, dying is hard, but it needn't be horrible. People ought to expect that their doctors, nurses, and others are helping them to be comfortable, to have reasonably well-controlled pain and breathlessness and other, nausea, bowel problems. That ought to be part of full attention to the medical aspects. They ought to know numbers to call, who to call after hours if something new happens, a new pain that you can't understand or haven't been known to expect and know what to do about, a new fever or something of that nature. They ought to have a sense of continuity between visits and among different providers. But beyond that, being able to talk to people about the fact that time may be short, that many people will say to me, Dr. Black, I've never died. I don't know what I'm supposed to do now. Well, it feels to me to be an abdication of our responsibilities, of my responsibility, if I don't at least offer people some of the guidance that I've gleaned from others I've cared for over the years. I don't know what's going to be most important to them, but I know that there's some commonality in what people feel is important as they approach the end of life. And I can sort of share with them things that have been of value to other people that I've come to know over the years. Again, this sense of not leaving things undone is often, people say, is important to them. That they want to know that there are not critically important things left unsaid with people in their lives. I think a major common mistake people make is that they don't want to talk about it. Mom may bring up the fact that she's worried about not getting better and maybe dying, and her loving daughter, maybe a 45-year-old daughter, says, "Oh, Mom, don't talk like that. There's always something more that can be done. Mom, we're going to get you in to see the specialist at Sloan Kettering or whatever. Don't you talk like that," which really just telegraphs that you can't handle it yourself. The daughter can't deal with the emotional pain, and so it stifles Mom from having the conversation. As much as we love one another, again, to really affirm our love, it needs to be durable through the very end of life. And I think that what we try to do through the best of intentions is to protect the other person from the pain that is associated with the thought that they may die, but we're also protecting ourselves. It's a mistake. People already own this pain together. And the notion that we can avoid it or pretend it's not there really just makes it worse. It adds a separation and an emotional isolation at the very time when the most healthy thing I know of to do is to go through this together, to feel the pain together, to grieve together, the grieving, even the impending loss of life and relationship. And although it doesn't make it easy, it really makes it a little less hard. The honesty, the authenticity in sharing the bad news allows people to walk shoulder to shoulder together, hand in hand, on a journey neither of them would choose. I think that's the healthiest way I know to go through this.